So, it's Sunday night, December 31st, about midnight, about 10 minutes after midnight. And a few minutes ago, I uploaded some video. At that moment, it was live. Of some about 8 to 10 rockets shot off from Gaza, and they were intercepted right above my head. You take a look. I posted that video, so we saw it all coming in. We saw the interceptor rockets coming in, and we heard all the explosions. So I recorded all of that, even though my wife doesn't like it. Whenever the sirens go off, she goes running for a sheltered room, and I go outside I guess I'm not supposed to, but I don't feel like in my own home I'm gonna be afraid of something. It just doesn't make sense to me, so I go outside to film all that stuff. But since I'm out of bed, I figured I'd record a few of my thoughts. That seems to be the trend nowadays, that people just record their thoughts and put them out there. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one not doing it enough. So anyhow, it's true. So anyhow, my thoughts are these. Like I say, it's New Year. It's a new year. It's like 10 minutes into the new year here in Israel. And I remember many years ago, I don't remember what year it was. I could look it up when I was younger. And it wasn't white hairs, it was all black hairs. And I was in the Israeli army. I was a lieutenant. I served in reserves for 15 years in an engineer battalion. And I forget when I had this thought, but I remember this thought. One day we were in the West Bank. It was the nighttime, and we were in guard duty, which is what you do. It was one of the things we did. I think at the time I wasn't an officer. I think I became an officer afterwards, I think. And I remember I was in some place, some village, and I guess it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. And, during the all-night guard duty, I used to love the coffee, the army coffee. In the middle of the night, they bring in this hot coffee. It was delicious. Put a lot of sugar in it, really strong coffee. And I remember sitting there, and when you're in a field or outside of a village doing guard duty by yourself, you think you see things. Like you imagine people walking across fields. You're alone. It's pitch dark. You got no one to talk to. And, it's a long night. So I said to myself, I started to think, like, what's going on? Like, I'm American. And I moved to Israel after college. And then at some time, like everybody else, I ended up in the army, and I did my thing. And, I'm a patriotic guy. Wherever I am, I'm patriotic. And I started to think to myself, what's going on? And, anyone who knows me knows, like, I'm not a political guy. Like, I don't really care. But I'm not stupid. And, and I realized to myself, what am I doing here? And I had the feeling that the Israeli army, me, the Jews, whatever you want to call it, we were like a buffer zone. This was like 30 years ago. I was in my 20s, 30s. We're like a buffer zone. And these nutcases, the people that we're facing, that we're fighting now in Gaza, they're crazy, man. They're lunatics. They're into they've got a whole philosophy. It's not a good philosophy. And I thought to myself at that time, we are the buffer. We are the barrier. They're coming. They're coming for the West. And in the 80s, in the 70s, the 80s, in those days, I came in 1980, 81. So in the 80s, we were into intifadas, and they were killing Jews in the streets, and they did all these, these nutcases. And I said, they're coming for the West, and we're a buffer zone. Those are my thoughts, And unfortunately, we're seeing it now. They infiltrated Europe, taking over. They're rioting all over the world. Major cities there, every city in Europe, and the nuts are coming. And listen, I'm the proudest American you'll ever meet. I just, they say they're afraid tonight, New Year's Eve, there's going to be, when the ball goes down in Times Square, whatever they do over there, they're afraid there's going to be pro-Palestinian riots and all this other stuff, man. Listen, I'm sorry to say, but they're coming to the West. They're reaching over Europe. They're coming to America. I don't like it, but that's what's happening. But I don't really have a point for this rambling. But let's finish it on a bright note. Right now, the brave Israeli security is down there in Gaza. These are my friends. These are guys that I go to the gym with. These are guys from the grocery store. These are good people. And they're down there fighting this bad war. House to house, hand to hand. This is the rough stuff. This is like, and a lot of these guys are like 20, 25, 30. They got kids, some of them. They're fighting the battle, the ones in Gaza. They're fighting the holy battle. And it's not just for the Jews, my friends. We're fighting for our survival. But they're fighting for everybody, for all the good people in the world. Listen to the fish, man. They're fighting, the people down there are fighting for the good people in the world. Listen, I want to give everybody my blessings for the new year, 2024. 2024 should be a good year for everybody who's listening to this. And my message is that our job is to just keep living our lives. Just keep doing good for each other. That's all we can do. Believe in God. God will eventually save the good people in the world, I believe. When they did the ark, he saved Noah and his wife and the kids. So I guess that's the way things work. So just keep being good people and believe in God. Take care, everybody. And if you've listened till now, thanks for listening to my thoughts after the recent attack. And God bless all of our brave people in Gaza. God bless you too. Bye. Have a great year.